So what's up, Headspaces? It's your brother from the ancient mother, Viwe. Once again, another Headspace album review. Now, one of the things I really enjoy about doing these reviews is that you get the opportunity to intersect with different artists' stories as they present themselves to the general audience that they're targeting. And a lot of artists aren't deliberate about that. What I mean is that, you do your work, you rap or you sing or whatnot, and to consciously take the audience on a deliberate, intimate journey of your life is a choice. You don't have to do that. You could just give us random presumed art about things that reference your likings, things that symbolically represent or gesture something you're into. You don't really even have to put yourself in the art up front. You could use a cloak in the form of a gimmick or an alter ego to kind of express a part of yourself you wish you were. These are all very interesting angles, but what I'm getting at is that the artist has to start by asking themselves that question: what's my story, or what story am I putting across out there? Enter Jac Lou. Jac Lou, a local GQ MC, so shout out to that, but biased aside, Jac Lou, young MC who's really what you want from a rapper. Now I'm saying this off the record with Gqeberha, is that half of the work is really just confidence. You could be saying some of the most silliest, meaningless and redundant things on this planet, but if you carried them across with a flair that gave us an infectious sense of self-belief, we could really fuck with it. And we have. There's a tradition of MCs who haven't won their audiences over by the merit of their literacy or by the skill of their pen. They have just been audacious and unapologetically confident about who the fuck that they are. I think you need to have that, just as an individual, but preferably as an artist as well. So my first tick to Jac is the fact that he doesn't quietly open the door into a story. He motherfucking kicks the door so that you can feel the presence as he comes in. So before he even says anything, there's a strong confidence about this album that you can't help but enjoy and love. Because don't we all want to tap into and vicariously live through a confident stream of thought? Life has the tendency to get you on your back a lot, so listening to music that sets you up, gets you in a good mood, gets you in the zone and reminds you that you're the shit is typically the anthemic way of winning people's hearts. Jac Lou, Above Average is the name of the album. I want to say that he took an interesting turn with the title, because we're living in times where a lot of artists do the average, perform the average, mimic the average and express the average. Now what do I mean by average? Let me give you a simple definition of what the word average means. It means anything that is common or typical to a format. So into qhelekileyo, what we're used to, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. Life has two aspects to it: adventure, but also habit. In order for us to appreciate the exciting things in life, we have to have a certain level of security. And we get security from knowing how things go. Even in our art, we like gravitating back to music we're used to. We judge something we like by how close it is to what we're commonly really attuned to in our ear. So I want to say the irony of Jac's title album is that averageness is really quite something a lot of people misunderstand. Being average gets a bad rep. People look at being average as being lower in the rung, but really being average means doing your job to the most sufficient level. It means doing what's expected and doing it in a way that is expected. Does he do beyond that? Is he truly above average? No. In this album you enter into the soundscape and it's still those kind of sparse, airy, sparkly 808 trap sounds. There's a brevity to the project, and like I said, it's pushed through by Jac's undeniable sense of swag and belief in himself. But other than just Jac pulling this album through with his sheer capability in himself, there aren't any things in the pockets in the lyrical skill, in the particular kind of cadence, even in his voice, that I would say stand out and mark him outside of the context of any other rapper who's active in the trap scene right now. I will say this for him: he definitely gives us an open, sincere perspective. He definitely gives us a very lucrative dig into who he is as a person. Above Average is a concept album, and what I mean by concept album is that idea of being above average is really pushed through the idea of the music, or rather should I say the approach of the music. You can't listen to this project and understand it if you don't go from beginning to end, because even as it enters, there are intros where he's kind of in a dialogue with what feels like a general audience, asking him, so you must be this Jac, what's so special about you? And from the get-go, he asserts that he's like no other, and he's here to set himself apart from all of his peers, from practically everybody. And he then goes to try to prove this, and as he proves this, he kind of fails, because he tries to paint the canvas of novelty in a sonic texture that is pretty much kind of annoyingly typical. And like I said, that's not a bad thing, because maybe in order for you to understand how to go above average, you need to know how to master the average. So really, I really like this project, but I just changed the title because it's very misleading. Jac Lou doesn't go above average here. He successfully does the average. He kind of works himself masterfully within the average. So maybe this project should have been called Excellently Average, because here's a young rapper who's still got time to grow, showing that he can do what everybody else is doing at a pretty high level. He can rap with the best of the trap rappers in the era. I would definitely put him next to a Simulation Raps. I'd definitely put him next to a Gqeberha. I'd put him in the midst of a Boot Legend. Heck man, with the right beat, I'd even put him next to a King Joe. He's got the spunk, he's got the heart, and he's got the spirit to make himself felt next to any rapper who's part of his generation. But your canvas is the instrumentals. And the instrumentals speak with you and push you to a level where you need to decide how to code your flows, and you need to ask yourself, do you still have a reminiscent texture of your predecessors or your influences in the way that you rap? Jac pretty much still sounds like a lot of MCs who I will not name, but it's the fact that he's done his homework and he's still at that phase where he's pretty much getting the hang of how to gratefully do a great rendition of what he's inspired by. And we all started there. And I want to say started because this kind of feels like the first step for me. So I'm not too hard on Jac because it's a beginning step. He's an MC who's clearly still in his formative stages, with a fan base that's beginning to appreciate what he has to offer. So in a nutshell, the album doesn't go above average, but it does master the average very well. Definitely something you can pop in when you're in your car just cruising, because there's a delicate balance of cooling out and yet being pumped up. Like I said, it's the kind of project you could pump your earphones in and work out to at the gym. And there's a couple of numbers here and there where you could really play it at the club as background and foreground music. What I basically want to say is Jac and the team did a good work of delivering something that neatly fits into the marketplace and the context of what's happening right now. But again, there are two sides to that kind of an approach. When you are not blisteringly original, it is very easy to drown. But when you do what's being done very well, it's very, very, very effective in holding on. So I'd say Jac has got his hand firmly in the marketplace, and whether or not he stays there will depend on whether he can actually go above average when he's given the opportunity. Did he do that this time around? No, he didn't. I'm giving this project a solid 6 out of 10 because it's definitely above the average rating, but it's still in the context of what's common and what's typical, making it average. Like I said, appreciate the spirit. This is a note to all rappers. Listen to Jac's confidence, listen to his approach, and you'll learn a little bit about how to believe in yourself. And at the end of the day, don't we just all want to listen to music that, one, gives us the opportunity to reflect on ourselves, but two, conclusively gives us the energy to move on and believe in ourselves. So shout out to Jac for being an artist who lays the foundation in people developing a sense of confidence. It's been VJ, the brother from the ancient mother. You better subscribe. We keep doing these reviews and we do them for a reason. We love hip-hop, and the art form and the movement just turned 49 years old. Happy birthday to hip-hop. We'll probably do an episode on that. My name is VJ. Again, it's been great. Salute.